From Working Title headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland, it's ITRS with Jordan BDJ Taylor. Tonight's guest, producer extraordinaire, Goodboy. And Plug Music Zone, T Ali. And now for the host of ITRS, BDJ.
Oh, y'all sound so good. Y'all sound so beautiful. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of ITRS, Inside the Rapper Studio. It's your host, BDJ, a.k.a. BD from the county, a.k.a. the voice of the county, a.k.a. I see the game like Romo, a.k.a. I still see the game like Lamar, no matter what the record is, a.k.a. I host that shit like Score F Swayze. Yes, sir. Now, y'all may know me from thedemotape.com back in the day. Y'all may know me from the Working Title podcast every Monday at 11 a.m. You may know me from my various work I do in various communities around the city and the county. Or you might not know who the fuck I am. This might be your first time seeing or hearing me. But I promise you, whether you know me or you don't know me, I'm going to give you a hell of a show today. We got 2 very special guests today. We got producer extraordinaire, Goodboy. And we got the good brother T Ali. Yeah, man. Hell of a show. Hell of a fucking show. As y'all know right now, we got the Super Smash Brothers tournament popping off. Saturday Night Smash. Make sure y'all tap into that. Score Swayze is hard at work, busting in. We got the announcements from the producer. We got the good brother School behind the boards as always.
Hey folks, what's going on? I hate to break fourth wall, but real quick, starting Saturday, November 28th, which is pretty much just past after this episode, we're going to be doing the doubles tournament for Saturday Night Smash. If you haven't registered already, you can still participate in the preliminary matches, such as like 1v1s and Smash Glass Series. Just hit us up, scorefswayze@gmail.com. We'll fit you right in. Back to the show.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And if you didn't know, he's sitting right there whenever I do this. He's literally
I'm the sound guy now.
Yeah, he's the sound guy now. But without further ado, let's get our first guest in here. Let's get Goodboy in the building.
Thank you for having me. Let me
you got the Schweppes.
Yeah, a little Schweppes going, you know.
I got into a debate last week because I feel that Canada Dry is superior. What are your thoughts on the Great Ginger Ale?
This was simply I went to the Save-A-Lot and they had a Pepsi machine. I think I can probably agree Canada Dry is supreme.
Give me some motherfucking applause for Canada Dry.
One of the best Canadian, representations, I'd say.
It took 2 episodes for Score and the soundboard to betray me. But we're not here for soda. We're here to talk about the good brother, Goodboy, producer extraordinaire. How you feeling, bro?
I'm coolin', man. I've been busy, but good busy, and I think especially right now, being busy is better than sitting around and wallowing and not being busy. So trying to balance having a regular 9 to 5, just doing my thing, and trying to produce for people, work on my own stuff, spend more time on mixing and mastering than making new stuff, all the things that you're supposed to do. I think now that we're hunkered down, I've been really trying to perfect and not just be good at, but be great at.
You can definitely get hectic. I definitely understand the struggle of balancing your passion versus your 9 to 5.
For sure.
If you're new here, we start every interview of Inside the Rapper Studio with an origin story. So Goodboy, let us know your superhero or supervillain, origin story. How did you become the producer you are today?
Well, so I come from a lineage of superhero stories in that my father was a DJ when he was about my age. And so was a DJ during the vinyl era and would get on my ass as a kid about why are they playing Travis Scott at basement parties when we was listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire and Parliament, and how come y'all don't blah, blah, blah. So definitely had a father who was still engaged in music and cared about music, even though it was these youngins rapping and cursing and whatever, because he was there when hip-hop became a thing. And had such an immense respect for it. If you couldn't tell, he was another white guy like myself who kind of I know, crazy.
Wow, I had no idea.
I'm thoroughbred. Yeah. But definitely just like was an interesting take to have a a hip hop head, old head kind of white
Yeah.
dad DJ with Technique 1200s in the house telling me this is how you scratch, and having me in the back seat saying, oh, what's this song versus what's that song. So then that turned into piano lessons as a child, which I hated, and it was just that was the man, that was school, that was just rules
Do you feel like those lessons paid off? Because I know I used to play the clarinet, and I played a pretty ass clarinet back in the day.
Yeah.
It was pretty trash.
I think piano I happened to get into, luckily, and then it did translate because MIDI keyboards are the same kind of skill. So, even if I'm making drums or a saxophone or something like that, for the most part, I'm living in a digital world, production-wise. So I'm playing it with the same tactile stuff that I learned as a 4-year-old, but it's become way more applicable. I think clarinet's a little bit harder to translate because, as there's not a MIDI controller that's quite as easy. But
I don't know who the fuck I thought I was with that
Squidward. Oh, you got your Squidward action on. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of shit I was on, but that's why I do interviews now and don't play any musical instruments.
Well, I played the tuba in 5th and 6th grade band, so I have my fair share of useless instrument knowledge too. But so that's how I got into music, point blank period. And then I went to a bougie private school out in the county, McDonough, if anybody knows Owings Mills repping. But I happened to have a music technology class with this one teacher, and that was just a weirdo who wanted to have it on the curriculum and showed us all Reason, the DAW, when I was in probably 8th grade, something like that. So I was like, whoa, you can produce music on a computer. You can actually do this. All of those kinds of things all kind of connected for me. And then it was just, since then it's been 10,000 hours. It's been every day making shitty beats and then EDM. And then I could make pop music. Oh, I can make this. And now I'm starting to feel like I'm getting over the hump of making tight beats and trying to figure it all out. And now I'm like, okay, let's keep seeing what I can push this Goodboy project as. The Goodboy project even itself started as a college project. We just had to have something that you could put out content for, every week or 2 weeks or something like that. So it was literally, let me, ask all my friends what my name should be and figure all this out. And
how you land on Goodboy?
That Goodboy was literally just the best out of, I was looking.
What were some other ones?
Yeah, I don't even know. That's a great question. I should try to track some of the other ones down. But one of the big things I was thinking about was just having an emoji that, like looking at the emojis of like which one of these could I kind of corner, because I was in a class where I was trying to brand a potentially fake artist. Like it could have just been for that semester. I was really thinking about all those back end things more than I was the creative aspect. So now it's been funny to like, backtrack. I don't even have like a designated emoji anymore, but it's been interesting to kind of see that be, very academic and just an experiment. And now it's like, oh, well, I have to be Goodboy. I have to become this kind of thing that I've made for myself, and see what that means and what Goodboy is and what Goodboy isn't and all that kind of stuff.
Do you feel a split between like when you're at your 9 to 5, and if you don't mind sharing whatever your job is? Or do you feel split between that and between like Goodboy, like a persona type thing, or is it more of I'm always Jack and Goodboy, I'm just showing it differently?
Yeah, I think as time goes on, it's a little bit more of a split just in how I have to think about, just life in general. Like I think creatively there's that split, but I don't really have a public persona as Goodboy, I wouldn't say. I think I'm Goodboy on the internet and I'm Jack in real life. I think that's kind of the split that I use. And for some people it's more of a character, or not a character in that it's fake, but you know what I mean? Like kind of a stage presence that they try to uphold. I kind of like being this mystery where it's, I'm not going to have a mask on or anything like that, but it's not about me. You know what I mean? The whole Goodboy project is not about me. And even when I'm doing lead vocals, like to me, it's not about me, the human. It's just like, these are the best songs that this brain could come up with, and with the help of all the friends along the way. But I think that's the real split for me, is more Goodboy is, I'm curating this specifically for the internet. I know this is going to be on Twitter. I know this is going to be on Instagram. That's kind of the good boy thing.
That's pretty dope, bro. That's pretty dope. Speaking of dope, you had some dope. What's the phrase? Credits. You acquired some dope credits this year. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
We was talking about a bank. You be cashing out. You work with T Ali. You work with Miss Cam, and you handle the bulk of production, if not all the production on Grandma's Death. So let's kind of get into that. Oh, let's get some applause for that. Let's get applause for accolades. Yeah, bro. I mean,
it's been a crazy year. It's been one of those years that people don't have as many excuses to not work on this kind of shit as they did in the past. Which obviously, you know, not that everything's a positive out of this, but it does allow for these kinds of artists that are usually touring or you know, constantly gigging or constantly moving to kind of sit in a studio. And yeah, I mean, I met, you know, Chris Cassius and T Ali and Miss Cam and all of Plug and all of them.
applause for the game.
Yeah, you already know. Shout out all of them for real. Really hustling their asses off. But I met them all through actually. So he goes by 40 the Plug, Jeremy Powell, one of the best, you know, reliable engineers and recorders that I've ever worked with. And he was a friend that I literally met through my mom's coworker. And it was kind of one of those, hey, I've got a guy who knows music. And almost every time when I hear that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be some bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. I can't help them. They play folk music and they want more gigs and I can't help. Whatever it is. It's always almost just some nonsense. But I went all the way out to Reisterstown and met with Jeremy once. And I was like, whoa, this guy is for real and really does it. So that was one kind of home base that I've been sending beats to a lot. And they just, I mean, nail every song I've ever sent to them. I have a couple songs on his last project, if we're being honest. Cam, I've got some shit on her last EP, and I'll have a few songs on her album that drops New Year's. Through I met Al Rogers, who I've done some stuff with, and I'll have more on the way. And then from there, it was kind of like, oh, well, all these people are working with these dope ass people. Let's see who they're working with. And I kind of went from being in Philly in school and just making beats to make beats to, oh, now I have the whole Baltimore art scene kind of paying attention and willing to work with me because we're making cool stuff. And none of my kind of traction has been built off of real, you know, numbers or social media, stuff like that, just because it's not what I'm good at. I know that's not what I'm good at. And I hope to have people around me that can help me with that kind of stuff. But I just knew if I kept making cool songs with cool people and really putting myself there, always being in the room when I need to be and always really pulling up, and it gets harder and harder as I get busier and busier. But it felt really organic to just kind of be like, let me take my time as a Baltimore producer right now and see who I really like and who I can, you know, with my special set of skills, help empower and help make even cooler songs. So, you know, this year has been a lot of just, oh, y'all are doing cool stuff. Let's do something even cooler because I can add a little bit of my special sauce to what's already so organic and raw in there to make it, you know, a hit. So, yeah, plenty of cool stuff hit the streets this year, and even more is sitting in the vault on my iTunes, ready for 2021. So,
man, that's a producer's favorite. Let me ask you this though. I want to harp on something that you kind of brought to light. So, somebody that I consider a close friend and a big homie is my guy Eric Jackson over at Black Yield Institute. And one quote that he always says is, people think that the smallest unit of society is the individual. It's really the relationship. The relationship is the smallest single fragment of anything you can ever have.
Right.
So you already learned the game of no matter where I falter at, if I can build these relationships, I'm about to be good money.
100%.
So I guess my question is, how is that different in like this COVID half virtual hybrid ass landscape versus back in the day? I'm sure you probably set up shop with an artist, be in the studio for 5 nights out the week. Like, how has all that shit shifted?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. I think that the relationship thing does become hard to kind of foster or at least create in a fully digital world. I mean, despite the fact that we set, this interview all the way up, it's hard to kind of have some sort of, I just think social media in general is inherently going to limit, the full scale of who you are, no matter who you are, unless you fit into some certain boxes. So that makes it kind of hard to have those, I have inside jokes with this artist. I could go out to lunch and just hang with them. And that makes for better songs, no matter how talented you are. It's just something about you really clicking with that person. But what I will say now is that I think that COVID has helped me get over my DM-ophobia, where I kind of just wrote all DMs and reaching out to people kind of cold as just corny. And I don't know where that really came from in my head, but I thought it was just kind of politicking games, just like shit that you do when you're just clout chasing. And
when your DM sound like, "Hi, my name is Goodboy. I'm a producer from Baltimore, Maryland."
Right, exactly.
You put eyes in my work. And if I see some shit like that, I'm gonna be like,
right, I wouldn't respect that either, right? Yeah, and especially I'm thinking like fucking Miss Cam and Al Rogers and people who are really moving in the city doing crazy stuff are not gonna be like, oh, this guy wants to send me beats just like everyone else. So yeah, I think that's a big thing, is that if you do play the DM game, you just kind of have to be as genuine as possible and really do it when you actively have something for them. Not, hey, let's work on something 2 weeks from now. Not, hey, I like your stuff, blah, 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 blah. I mean, be a fan, tell them whatever you want. But I like to come to people with, here is a beat pack for you. For you. Not a beat pack, not a store, not a link, not anything. I mean, I have a website, but I'm sending you a Google Drive link with 6 beats that have your name on them.
"That's brilliant."
And like with Quanell and Grandma's Death, I mean, 6 or 7 of the beats that made it on that album were the first pack I ever sent him.
Can I ask you about a specific beat from that?
Yeah, go ahead.
That motherfucking God Body. That beat is insane. Me and Quanell we got a little, we got like a Drake and Kanye type beef. I'm sure he'll be on the show at a later date, much to my chagrin. So you'll get to see it in action. But nah, I had to give him his props, and I gotta give you your props too. That whole project is a banger. It feels genuine. It feels authentic. Your style is different, but that God Body beat, bro.
Yeah. I was telling him we need to get 50 Cent on a remix, man. It was really giving me those what's the NFL Street? You ever play that game where you could beat the fuck out of people? Yeah. It was something like I'm getting rude to this beat, and he went crazy with it, and Nick Amore went crazy with it, and I think God Body really kind of gave me the confidence that this pack methodology that I'm using, where it's like, here are beats that I really think you could rap on today, matters a lot.
Was that in that original pack that you sent over?
I don't know if that first one is. I think that was probably a little bit more like, because I think the majority of the things I sent him were more melodic and things that like sounded like his last project, Valora, where I was like, because I didn't really know Quanell at that time. We weren't friends before this. He just kind of knew me. I kind of knew him.
Yeah,
and we had some mutual friends like Bobby Woody and stuff like that, where it was like, oh, well, we know people, and if you know him, you must be somewhat valid. So yeah, it was more just kind of fitting his pack or his sound with a pack, and then from there it was like, well, what else can we do? You know what I mean? And now that I kind of know where your voice goes and what you kind of do with things, I'm sure I sent him God Body as probably a second or third pack of beats, just because it's a little bit. I wouldn't have immediately thought K. Woods for that beat, but I think when you hear it, especially in context of some of the sadder, prettier, slower stuff, and then you really just kind of get a banger in there, it's refreshing. And that was kind of what the rewarding part of making a whole project with him was. We don't have to like hurry to make the ultimate banger in this one session. It was like, we have plenty of time. We can work for months, and then it wound up being 16 songs. So it's like, every idea you could possibly want to get out on this one topic, we have time for. You know what I mean? We're in no rush. And I think that's why I feel so whole and genuine and kind of expressive. Like, it just feels like Juan as a project. And that's what I try to do is have my magic be almost unnoticeable. And I'm just kind of helping bring out the best in people who might not have the resources to, make things perfect on their own.
That's fire, bro. Talk to me a little bit about We Are the World, because I know that's a really big single that you were a part of this year too.
Yeah, it was a Marvin Sapp sample.
Never would have made It might have been a BDJ sample, god damn it.
But yeah, it was really one. It was just oh, this is a cool, a classic that I've heard throughout my life as just, I mean, I'm not even a religious person nor a church-going person or any of that, but yeah, something about it. It was just like, oh, I gotta touch this. So I made a beat out of it, and it wound up being filthier than I expected. And it was just a matter of who do I think that can do this justice. And Miss Cam was on a short list of people. She was the only person I sent the beat to, and it was one of those, I didn't even really hear back from her at first, and then 2 weeks later, she gave me a finished MP3 of her and Zadia done with the hook on it. I was like, whoa, what? Who decided they could make a pop hook over this, boom bap flip of this gospel song? But yeah, I mean, that's the best feeling in the world for me as a producer, is just getting one audio file attached message from somebody on iMessage. And yeah, I mean, me and Cam have been making a bunch of stuff, and she was like, this is the one, we got to make a video for this. They did it in Druid Hill Park, which is, if you're from Baltimore and you haven't been there, it's seemingly impossible that that's the case. But really kind of a community spot. And even the gazebo that they did it in, my dad goes and drums with the Druid Hill Drum Circle every Sunday, who's been doing that for 40 fucking years. And they do it right next to that gazebo. So it's cool to see it be very authentically Baltimore and community based, and obviously the message about Black women and Black people in general. I mean, I think in general it's just like a really cool time when this is cool. I fuck with this. I fuck with the sound of it, but they're also thinking about it. They're saying what they want to say. It's just like exactly what you would want out of music, and especially at this local DIY level, it's like, that's what it's all about. I can't do anything more as a producer in life than to make, kind of moments like that happen. And so I'm really glad that came out and people have seemed to, like it and respond to it so much.
Yes, sir. So talk to me about, you got Lucy's Volume 2 on the way. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So Lucy's Volume 1 was kind of the first just mixtape I had dropped, where it was literally like, these are 15 songs or whatever it was that I liked that I made in the last 3 years. Simple as that. It was just a bunch of friends, and we added, voice memos and skits and all that kind of stuff in between to just kind of make it feel like a Dat Piff tape, make it feel like something that we would have, heard when we were growing up. And none of the songs were fully mixed and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it felt just very much like, it was like clearing out my hard drive. It was, here's the coolest stuff I've made for the last little bit. And so Lucy's 2 will be kind of the, upgraded version of that. Now that I'm working with all these people, what does that kind of do to my sound? And it's a project where I'm rapping on everything, which I started as a producer and then got tired of, as a young producer, as vocalists not getting back to me. So I started pitching up my voice and then rapping over my own stuff. So it allows me to play the, rapper fantasy a little bit and kind of do all the mixtape stuff that I really loved as a kid, and that made me interested more so in people like Odd Future and people like Kid Cudi, who would spend the time to have just the little intro outro to make it feel that much more personal. But yeah, Lucy's 2 is gonna be just kind of bangers. Just here's a bunch of hits. It's kind of unabashed to just here's a cool song, here's a cool song, here's a cool song. I'm not worried about album sequencing. I'm not worried about any of that kind of stuff. It's just I'm just dragging. I'm literally just dragging. Here's a bunch of fucking songs. I hope you like some of them. And it's the last thing in 2020 I'm putting out as a full length project, but it'll be the last thing that I put out as Goodboy before, like a full length album. Like, here's a debut project as me as an artist instead of a producer. So this will be the last shits and giggles. Here we go. Here's a bunch of songs kind of project. But yeah, that comes out on December 4th. So I'm really excited to see, just get some of these songs out, see if people are liking some of the stuff that we've been making. And it's got, like you said, Quanell. It's got some of my closest homies like Apollo, Outlandish. It's got Nay, it's got Groovy Don, it's got a bunch of people that I've worked with in the past and that are real close friends of mine at this point. all over it. Yeah, so I think that's going to be like 15 or 16 songs, and yeah, just lots of gang shit.
You got a release date yet?
Yeah, December 4th.
Okay, so by the time this episode drops, it'll already be out. Yeah. What's your best producer in the West,
Don't break fourth wall.
Oh, my bad. All right, one last question, then I'm gonna get you out of here.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's 11:58 on a Friday night, cold in December, past Christmas, not yet New Year's.
Right.
You can get one of these things. You can get either an email with two songs from artists that you sent out and didn't expect to get back.
Right.
Or you can get a text message with 2 attachments from whatever lucky lady. What are you choosing?
Wow.
Yeah.
That that's a beautiful question. And I want a closer. I'll say this. It is much easier to find pictures of people in nude positions, or I should say compromising positions sexually, for free on the internet than it is to find the type of shit that I'm making with these rappers. So, good luck Pornhubbing your way to these hits, because we out here.
You're not wrong. Cheers to Goodboy, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
Bro, promote whatever you need to promote. Any last words, any promotions, any shout outs. You're on a show, so get your show.
Lucy's Volume 2 is either about to be out or already out. I got a full project produced by me with my man's Nay that's coming out to close out the year. And yeah, plenty to watch for in the future. I'm made by Goodboy on everything, made by goodboy.com. If you want to see everything I've ever done or touched or worked on, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, if you are a creative that makes cool stuff and you think I could potentially help, reach out to me, because I am more accessible now than ever. And although I'm busy and it'll take me, a few days to hit you back and all that kind of stuff, please reach out, because I'm trying to make as much cool stuff as I can. But again, yeah, this is made by Goodboy. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you for, the genuine love and the questions and really talking this shit out, because what all I'm doing for, the Baltimore music scene is really cool, and we need more of this shit documented. This is not a phase or a fling. This is it, man. This is the Renaissance. We're in it, and we got to keep pushing this shit.
Appreciate you.
You already know, man.
Goodboy, ladies and gentlemen. On the other end of that commercial break, we will have the one and only T Ali coming to ITRS. Stay tuned.
ITRS is brought to you by Swayze TV. It's just fucking television. And Working Title Podcast. Catch all new episodes 11 a.m. every Monday morning. Back to the show.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from commercial break. We are now joined by the good brother T Ali. Man dropped one of the hardest projects in the city this year, man. I don't know what point of the year it was, because all my days and months blend together. But since we're being honest, whenever I heard it, I think outside was open up, or it was kind of closing a little bit. But I don't know. We here now. T Ali, ladies and gentlemen.
What's happening, bro?
That's a nice crib you got. You got the abstract art and shit on the walls and a comfy couch. You living good.
Trying to make it comfy.
I feel you. What does it take to make the crib comfy? Because I feel like the last time I saw you, I think you were actually in the process of moving. So what does T Ali got to do to make his shit feel at home?
So it's a little junky right now, but I gotta have like comfortable furniture. What I'm sitting on right now, I call it a bofa, because it's like
not a bofa.
Because it's a sofa, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it feels like a bed. Like it came in 3 pieces, and it's an unconventional shape for a couch, basically. But there's a lot of space and it just feels like a bed. It's a sectional. And then I have, the shade lounge and everything.
The shade lounge, you hear that? Can I get some applause for the shade lounge? God damn it, T Ali. Is that a guitar I see behind you too? God damn it.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh man.
here. You know, got a bunch of packs around.
This nigga is living what he performs about. And I promise y'all, there's just water in my cup. I'm not on no bullshit today. So, T Ali, you were on season 1, but that episode is now lost. Can I get an R for that?
You won't get an all, you'll just get a boo.
Okay. A boo. But as you know, the last time you came through and the way we kick off every interview is you tell an origin story. So since you told your origin story once, you have the privilege of either telling it exactly the way you did before, remembering it word for word, or we're going to cut the camera off, or you can just kind of freestyle it. I'll leave it up to you, though.
Damn. I don't remember it word for word. That was that was hella blunts and drinks ago. Shit. But you know, I've been making music for a while now. Since probably about like 2010 when I was in high school. You know, I grew up here in Baltimore. I wasn't born here, but I grew up here, so it's home. You know, my sound came from listening to a lot of Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, Kanye West, you know, the Lupes of the world, you know.
I hear all that in your sound too.
Yeah, man. I love R&B, hip hop maybe. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here. You know?
Hey man, applause for being happy to fucking be here. Yes, sir. So
I should do like a time thing where it's just like you got to tell your origin story in 5 seconds or less. Go.
can we do that?
That's too much pressure, and it's enough pressure that it's a Zoom call.
I'm not gonna lie. I was all with it, bro.
We'll do it for next one. I got you.
Next one.
I got you.
Yeah. It's gonna be like we could do like a Jeopardy timer or a countdown. We'll talk offline.
Post-production.
See, we'll leave you in on a production meeting and we can make it all happen for real. Or we can just have you in the back playing guitar when it's time for niggas like shut the fuck up for real. We just Bro, let's talk about the since we're being honest. I know that when it dropped and like in the preceding months you were getting a lot of love, a lot of acclaim. I said it was the best project I heard this year out of the city. But now you dropped the deluxe.
Yes, sir.
So take me behind, like, one, as an artist, are you ever afraid that in dropping a deluxe that you may step on your original product? And two, what goes into making a deluxe or some shit that people are already like? It might have been the same question twice, honestly, now that I think about it in my head. So you just react accordingly, and I'm going to sip this water.
So I don't think that the deluxe is going to compromise anything that comes from the original. Basically, what I did, like, it's like I'm dropping the same project all over again, but just with extra music. And like what I did just to, I guess, to kind of give the listening experience a 2.0 upgrade as well, is like I kind of, instead of putting them all at the end where you'll normally see on deluxe albums, they put all the new songs at the end of the track, so you got to listen to the same thing all over again, and then some new tracks. Mm-hmm. I mixed them in, just peppered them in where I thought it would be appropriate, you know, just to add a little something to the original listening experience, make it a little different, you know, almost like I remixed the whole project, you know.
And I always wondered this when people drop deluxe. Are these songs that you originally wanted to have on the album, but they didn't make the cut because of time? Or are these like new shit that you felt like added to the album? Or like, where did the deluxe songs come from?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I'll say Planet Nevermind was supposed to be on the original. Gave You My Love was supposed to be on the original. And then that EP that I said that I was going to drop afterwards, most of those other songs were supposed to be going on that. Mm-hmm. You know, I just figured it was too soon and it wasn't quite ready yet. Those were all rough mixes. So a lot of this stuff is like music that I've been sitting on for like about a year now that I wanted to get off. There was I thought about putting them on the original, but they just didn't go on there for whatever reason. And yeah, it was their time now. You know, like Planet Nevermind was supposed to be a single off the original.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just felt like I missed the window for releasing it, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. It makes sense because it's just like with anything else. If it You could drop the perfect project, but if it ain't the time that people want to hear that shit, they not gonna want to hear that shit. But again, I think that's the cool part about your project, because your project, no matter what time it is, I feel like it's always gonna be a banger.
Appreciate that.
We got any features from any your comrades and plug on the deluxe?
Of course, of course. I got obviously, honorary family. Good Boy is producing on there. Who's
I haven't heard that name before.
I got Al on there. Everybody that you see featured on there is just like, at this point we fam, So it's like y'all might as well be squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Zadia on there. I got Al Rogers on there. I got Stars on there. That's the homie right there. I believe he got a project coming too, so I'll be on the lookout for that.
What's up?
Word. I think that's it. You know what? I was supposed to have. I'm terrible with like remembering like little simple shit.
Me too, bro.
Fuck yeah. But like I was supposed to have my man K. Woods on there. And we got a record together. We got a couple that we're working on.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted it to be a bigger moment than just another song on the deluxe. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna come in a different way, different day. But yeah, that's coming too.
Hey man.
Honorable mention to him, he just dropped Grandma's Death, and that shit is crazy. So
yeah, definitely a great project.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned moments though, because you definitely had a moment with your last video. With Faded, bro, you took the whole zombie thriller aesthetic. What went into that?
Man, a lot of trips to Party City, practicing the zombie makeup.
Was it your idea?
It was so it was partly my idea. Okay. When we were working on the song, in the whole when we were doing everything for the album, Stars, my man Jay, and my man Harv, they were all in the studio. We were listening to the track, and Harv was like, "Yo, I see zombies in this. For some reason, I don't fucking know, but I see zombies." And I'm like, that. He was like, do the thriller thing. I'm like, that might work. And then I'm thinking about the whole aesthetic of the song, and I'm like, shit, this could be Thriller meets Idlewild for real. Like,
damn, that's what it is. That was the second part.
Yeah, we just built from there. Cause I had like an image in my head, and we didn't exactly get to do it the same way that I saw it in my head. One day we'll have a budget to do it, but I had this image in my head of just like a bunch of zombies just swing dancing, doing backflips and shit, and just like some real grand shit in a theater. But next time around.
Yeah, my nigga, that came out great. I wish you wouldn't have told me that the ball was even high, because I was looking at it like, damn. You know what I mean? It's so dope. I think we keep calling this time period that we in with all these artists like a renaissance, but I don't know, just seeing the content that you and a lot of your contemporaries are creating, from the music to the audio to, well, music and audio the same thing, but the music to the videos to the graphic designs to the rollouts to billboards and all that shit. Like, we really are in a renaissance, bro.
Definitely feels like it. And what a lot of people don't know, behind all of that content, we all hang out. You know what I'm saying? We all share ideas. Where we're all just hanging out. Like, I have, and it's been on the low, but a lot of like the more people that I'm closer with in the scene, I have a Sunday dinner at my house. We'll all be sitting in here, we smoking, we eating some good food every Sunday. It's just been it's been a really good community that was built. Yeah. Just, I guess I don't know what sparked it. Maybe it was the 808s at the Crown, or COVID, or maybe both all at once. But
perfect storm, bro.
Yeah.
Perfect storm.
It's a community more than, like, I guess not more than, but just to commingle with the Renaissance.
Yeah.
I think that's what's gonna take this shit. Like,
I think that's what we was missing for real when we talk about like how other cities do it, not just in talking about music, but just in building something tangible, period. It gotta be that we can get fly off the stage and walk in a booth and do our shit, or walk on stage and do our shit. You know what I mean? Like when that relationship and that energy exists, it just always translates, and that's what we have been seeing grow and seeing bubble up. So it's just dope to see you a part of it. You know what I mean? It's dope to see all y'all doing y'all thing, and to have all y'all come on a wonderful platform like ITRS and tell your stories and shit. But T Ali, what's next, bro? How do you top this year that you had? Because you had a crazy ass year.
It has been a very crazy year. Man, I'll say this. I have plans. They definitely involve a new project. Let's say for 2021. They definitely involve, and I got plans for 2022 too, but they definitely involve a new project for 2021. And I may or may not be unveiling a film project.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with music, but at the same time, it has everything to do with music. And yeah, I'm gonna wait to refine the idea. I'm gonna wait to get more things done first before I actually talk about it. But yeah, we can talk about it offline.
Hey, you know my line is always open, bro.
Right.
You got any other shit that you want to plug? Anything coming up? All that good shit.
Yeah, I have a show on Christmas Day with No I'm Not in his label. Flyers aren't out yet. We just kind of ironed out the details of everything, but there will be a show on Christmas Day.
You gonna dress like Santa Claus?
Nah, I ain't gonna dress like Santa, but I might rock the red,
I got you.
I might have a red hat, the whole aesthetic, maybe.
You know?
I might have my sack with me, you feel me?
Oh, dangerous energy right here.
With some black Air Forces now.
God damn, yo. If I seen Santa Claus with some black Air Forces and an empty, I don't want to call it a sack, an empty bag of toys, I'm running. I might run that motherfucker over with my car.
Twist for your ass. When Santa robs you instead of gives you shit, bruh.
Man, now we got Friday after next at this point. But bro, appreciate you spending your time with us. Appreciate you talking your shit, chopping it up. Wish you nothing but success, nothing but blessings, and I'm excited to see where you take it from here.
Appreciate y'all having me. I'm waiting for y'all to do it. Definitely. And Score, my guy. All love, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, T. I'm going to talk off camera. I don't like breaking fourth wall. Much appreciation for everything that you've been doing this year. I've been pretty much not necessarily playing the background, but just seeing everybody that's been doing their thing. And I definitely would, if I could give out an award for Artist of the Year, there's definitely a nomination for T Ali. And you've been like cranking out heat consistently in the midst of quarantine. So much appreciation to you. Much congratulations to all your success, and future congratulations to your future successes.
Word. Thank you, man. And likewise, and hopefully we can work more on some stuff, because I actually wanted to talk to you about said film that I mentioned earlier. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to cut this interview. T Ali, Tor Swayze, and BDJ got to rap about some shit. Y'all be safe. Y'all be easy. See y'all next week, same time, same place.